Okay, these are the strips, and sometimes I find that they are a little pointed on the ends, so I just take my needle nose pliers and I squeeze the ends, and that's it. The masks are already pressed. This is the opening that I left to turn. It's about 2 inches, and so I start on that side, and I stitch, first I mark where I want the pocket to be for the strip. And on mine it's about 2 1/8 inches from each end. So I put a mark there with my water erasable marker, and I put a mark 2 1/8 inches on the other end. Then I start to stitch, and I stitch to the mark. I pivot at the mark, and I stitch down about 1/2 inch. And then I stitch across to the next mark at about that 1/2 inch, and stitch back up to the edge. Turn it again, stitch to the end, and turn it. And this is where the seam ripper comes in. I pleat it with the seam ripper and hold it down, stitch over it, pleat the next one at about the middle, and then one more at the bottom. Stitch across the bottom all the way. Now I'm back on that side, so I clip off my beginning threads so they don't get in the way. Now when you do the seam ripper this way, you pleat opposite of the direction you started in on the other side. And you can see that that makes a nice pleat. And the middle. And one more at the top. And this is where I put the strip in that pocket. I put it on this end first, and then you kind of have to bend it because the opening isn't big enough. You bend it and slide it in the top, and it bends pretty easily. Stitch close to the edge and you'll miss the strip. And then I stitch another line across the pleats about 1/8 of an inch or a little less than 1/8 of an inch away from the first line. Stitch across the bottom again. And do the same thing on this side. Stitch about a little less than 1/8 of an inch away from the first stitching. This helps hold the pleats straight, keeps the mask from curling too much. Trim it off and you're done. Then I just kind of press it with my hands, and that keeps the pleats in order. There you go.